Tammy Slaton's queen persona was a brilliant disguise. Now, after losing 440 pounds, she's the real Tammy. Emotional eating and the shame that it caused made Tammy aggressive. Underneath her anger, there was deep sadness and loneliness. Tammy's weight loss surgery removed the curse of supermorbid obesity and disability. Tammy's the star of her very own fairy tale. So tell me what I see when I look in your eyes. Is that you, baby, or just a brilliant disguise? Brilliant disguise, Bruce Springsteen. 1000 Love Sisters star Tammy Slaton used to be temperamental, mean, and mired in self-pity. However, that was just a brilliant disguise. Now, after losing 440 pounds, the real Tammy's shining through. Tammy's down to 278 pounds, and many of the obstacles she faced in the past have melted away. For example, Tammy used to be housebound. Her mobility was restricted, which likely filled her with frustration. Also, people mocked her for being so heavy. The challenges she was living with led her to lash out. Now that she's at a healthier weight, she's showing the world who she really is. Tammy lived with so much shame. As she failed to lose enough weight to qualify for bariatric surgery, she became very depressed. She was an emotional eater. It took away the pain for a while. What she used to cope was killing her. That cycle of addiction is so sad and destructive. Yes, some people had compassion for Tammy, but a lot of them enjoyed mocking her because she didn't meet society's beauty ideal. Of course, she had a chip on her shoulder. During an ill-fated trip to a cabin, Tammy melted down inside the van owned by her sister, 1000 Love Sisters Amy Slaton. Tammy was really upset. Amy believed that she was afraid of the ramps, as per the clip shown above. In order to get into the cabin, she'd need to get past a ramp, and she may have been concerned that it would collapse under her weight. In the video, Tammy wished that she'd skipped the trip. She wasn't having fun and seemed extremely anxious. All of her fear and self-loathing came out in the form of anger. However, under all of Tammy's rage, there was obviously an ocean of sadness. Amanda Halterman called out Tammy for being mean and abrasive. The whole family was exhausted after a long trip in the van. Everyone wanted to go to bed, but Tammy stayed in the vehicle. She cried, dabbing at her face with a tissue. Yes, Tammy was the problem here, but maybe others shouldn't have pushed her into a situation that made her uncomfortable. Quite often, Slaton family members didn't really understand what was happening inside of Tammy. They looked at the rudeness on the surface and assumed Tammy was a bad person. They couldn't grasp the fact that Tammy was hurting. Her pain was emotional and physical. Like a lion with a thorn in its paw, she roared. When Tammy lost weight, it was like that thorn was removed. Tammy was set free. Her brilliant disguise fell away. Underneath, there was the real woman. There was a funny and loving person. Tammy's had to wait so long to be who she really is. Her transformation is as satisfying and magical as anything that Disney's creative teams have dreamed up so far. In fairy tales, good people are often cursed. Before the inevitable happy endings, those curses are lifted. When they are, people who might have seemed like bad people at first, such as the Beast from Disney's Beauty and the Beast, are shown to be wonderful human beings. When Tammy was finally able to qualify for weight loss surgery, it was a pivotal moment. The curse was about to be lifted. Before, Tammy's life was falling apart. She was lonely in a crowd. Even with her own family, she was riddled with anxieties. She hid behind psychological armor, choosing an angry diva persona. This earned her the nickname Queen Tammy. Now, the evil queen is a Disney princess. She's kinder, gentler, and happier. People watch fairy tales because these stories give them hope. They want happy endings. Watching Tammy get her own happy ending has been amazing. She deserves the joy she feels now and to love her body. In the Instagram post shown above, Tammy is staring down the camera. There is absolutely no shame. There's a sense of peace. Her radical body makeover has changed the way her face looks. It's changed the way she dresses and paints her face. It's changed her outwardly, but ultimately, the most profound change is internal. Tammy is finally who she's meant to be. Few people get to experience this kind of epic shift. It's rare and special. As she comes to terms with who she is, she seems very content. Hopefully, Tammy will maintain her weight loss results for a lifetime. Real fans love the real Tammy. Fairy tales aren't real, but some real-life stories are so meaningful that they seem magical. This is one of them. The Tammy that 1000 LB sisters used to know is long gone. In her place, there is a woman who is actually enjoying life. It was wrenching to watch Tammy cry in the van on the cabin trip. Clearly, her psyche was very damaged by the problems she had. Since childhood, she has turned to food in order to survive. Her addiction nearly claimed her life. To see someone overcome this kind of stress and pain is moving. Real fans love who Tammy is now. They understand what she's been, though they don't expect her to be perfect. They accept that she's a work in progress. What's really important is that Tammy accepts this too. Now that her brilliant disguise has fallen away, Tammy is ready to make the most of her life. On one of Tammy's Instagram posts, showing the reality stars smiling serenely, a fan said, "You young lady should be extremely proud. I know some of us have tears in our eyes watching you bloom." The 1000 LB sisters stars reveling in a new mindset that's so liberating. Little things make her happy, from unboxing gifts from fans to dancing at TikTok. This is Tammy's happy time. It's a sunlit phase that is showing the world her inner beauty. Sources: Tammy Slayton /Instagram, Tamp Slayton /Instagram.